Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Monday, December 29th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for somebody else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. We're going to use Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. You can find that at intuitiveintention.com, My Intuitive Intention on Etsy, and I think he's still on there. I have not seen him in forever, but he was selling his decks in the TikTok shop. Sorry, for a second I thought I had something in my teeth, but I think it's just shadows. We got one on the table. Oh, okay. I just did the Crow Collective. It's uploading right now to YouTube. Go and watch it. I liked it. It was a love oracle. It actually ended up being a love reading. I actually really liked it. We got 3 on the table. I think I titled it, Is This It? Is This Love? I think is what I titled it. Ooh. We got 4 on the table, 1 major. My neighbor is going to bring me food, I think, or dessert or something. So when she comes, I'm going to take my microphone off, only because I don't want her to be recorded. If she doesn't want to be recorded. So I think I did it last time on accident. I don't want to do that again. So if I jump up and run and fling my microphone on the table, you know why. She said she would knock, so I got the door open and Harley's in the hall, leaning against the wall, licking her back. Oh my God. They put me in. Okay, a whole kerfuffle today. My knee still hurts. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's like vibing. If that, like, it doesn't hurt. It's like nerve, almost like how it would feel like if you had nerve damage, I guess, maybe. I don't know how to describe it. I call it vibing because it doesn't hurt. It's just like when I walk on it, like I feel like these weird sensations, and sometimes it makes me laugh, and then sometimes I'm just so annoyed. Like, anyway, it's Monday. I always pick on Monday. I pack on Tuesday. I pick on Thursday, and I pack on Friday. Well, this week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, I'm off on Wednesdays. Thursday, they're just looking for volunteers. Otherwise, everybody's supposed to be off. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Today I should have been picking. Tuesday I would pack. Friday I would pack. Makes sense, right? Except today when I go in, she puts me to pack. And I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to pick. It's Monday. I don't argue. I don't argue with them. There's no point in arguing with them. They don't. I'm not one of the people that they cater to. So there's no point in arguing with them. But I'm thinking about it and I'm like, so I'm going to pick tomorrow? And maybe they did that because they thought they were being nice and they didn't want me to pack on Tuesday and Friday, but they've never done that before. I mean, there have been times when I've missed Thursday and I still packed on Tuesday and Friday. I don't know. I don't know. It was real. I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't bring my gloves in from the car. I had to use medium-sized gloves. I have big hands, y'all. I have like man hands. Like, they're big. You look at them and you'd be like, those are not that big. No, they are big. Like, I have chunky little fingers, and sometimes I don't even fit in a large. Like, today I used extra large and they were a little too big. Like, I could have went with a large. But large and extra large gloves are so hard to find in our department. It's ridiculous. There are literally people in our department that go out and buy their own gloves. Like like cloth gloves, that you could wear and wash and reuse and stuff. I'm like, I'm not buying gloves. I'm not doing that. 2 more shuffles. Again, we got 4 on the table, 1 major. So I don't know. Like, I hope I'm in picking tomorrow because I don't want to be in packing again. I think I gave my knee a run for its money. I want to give, I want to try and give it a break. Packing, it's not like it's that much more physical, but the fact that my knee is like out of it, and the fact that you have to go get your boxes, you have to go get paper, tape, stuff like that. And you have to do it a couple times a day. You can't just make it from morning till the afternoon. You'll run out of stuff. So I'm just hoping tomorrow I'm in picking so I can just kind of stand there like a loaf and not have to worry about going back and forth. Okay, so we got 6 on the table. We've got 1 major, no reverse. We got 7 of swords, the page of pentacles. We've got the Empress. We've got the 3 of swords. Seven of pentacles. 8 of swords, bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay, calm down, Kim. Calm down, Kim. I know you have a story you want to tell, but calm down. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Okay, who's crying? Harley, is that you? Kind of sounded like bubbles. So this could be one of a few things, okay? Take how it resonates. This is a person, Empress, Emperor, it doesn't matter. It's just energy. But with the 7 of swords, the page of pentacles, somebody let me do it in the scenario. Let me do it like in each scenario. So this Empress, right, finds out that somebody lied about her with this 7 of swords, this page of pentacles, like something like about what they do for a living, or like how much money they make or don't make, or like if they do side work, or if they something about some type of dishonesty. And the Empress finds out about it and is in this 3 of swords, 8 of swords mentality. Rob Barthelman put on their heartbreak, self-defeat. The 7 of Pentacles is just like a waiting. Like eventually the Empress will get over it. They'll pick themselves up. They'll move on, right? They're the bigger person. They are who they are. That's all there is to it. I put that on my TikTok. I did a little like reel yesterday with a bunch of my different pictures, and I put on there, I don't remember what the soundtrack was, but I put on there, defending your life. Can you? And I was thinking about the movie with Meryl Streep and I can't remember his name. But no one should ever have to defend their life. It's almost like this Empress is put in a position where they have to be like, Yeah, I make $80,000 a year. Yeah, I give to charity. Yeah, I take care of like the homeless cats behind my house. Yeah, I do this. Yeah, I do. You should never ever have to prove who you are to anybody. Let people figure that out on their own. And if they don't believe it, they don't believe it. Who cares? So the other flip side to this is somebody else being told something about this Empress energy, about how they're not good, they're dishonest, they're not loyal, they're trash, basically. And then realizing, like, where's this information coming from? Is it valid? Can I trust it? And realizing at the end of the day that they were completely wrong about this Empress energy. And it leaves them in a Three of Swords, Eight of Swords position. And I kind of hate, because that's like gossip, right? Like the basis for that type of mentality is gossip. Like you listened to one person and you took what they said at face value. You didn't ask the Empress. And then you find out later, like, oh, the Empress is actually really freaking great. But it's too late. You already treated them like garbage. You already made them feel like they were trash and they were useless. And now what? You want to apologize? You want to come back around? I keep hearing noises and I keep wondering if it's my neighbor knocking, but I would hope that if she was knocking, she would not like knock. And I guess that kind of goes like, because I've been in that position, where I didn't know for sure, but I felt like people were talking behind my back and saying stupid shit about me. And it just gets to the point where when it happens over and over again, you just get to the point where you're just like, you know what? I can't control what anybody thinks about me. All I can control is what I do and the energy I put out. And who the fuck cares about anybody else? You know? Like if you don't believe I am who I am, then fuck all the way off. Like I can't at that point I don't even want to change your opinion of me. You know what I mean? I kind of hate this, I kind of God, I love that crow reading. I love that crow reading. This just puts me in my fifis. I'm not going to lie. Because it's obnoxious. Like, and I'm not saying that I've never had somebody tell me something and I took it at face value and I regretted it later, right? That's why I don't get involved in like gossip and people tell me stuff. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, okay." And I go about my day because like I don't even, I don't know. Okay, let me give you an example. Let me just give you an example. And I think I told you guys about this like 2 weeks ago. I was talking to my friend at work and she still talks to the guy that I was in love with. They're friends. They're both gamers. And I had made a comment to her. Well, okay, let me tell you what happened. So, we were all picking next to each other. He was picking down towards the end. He started coming down and asking everybody to look for an item. He said it was for somebody else. He stopped at my friend And there was still my other friend and me. And he told my friend, he's like, oh, tell those two to look for this for so and so. So she comes over to tell me and the other woman, my other friend. And I looked at her and I said, is this for him or for her? And she goes, oh, she's like, no, I think it's for her, for the other lady. And I was like, then why doesn't she come down here and ask for it? And why doesn't he come down here and say, hey, I'm looking for this for so and so. Can you look for it? Like, we're all adults here. And by the way, you're the one that didn't want to have anything to do with me. Like, I'm not the one with the problem here. So when this happened, I got ticked off because this isn't the first time he's done that. And it's just obnoxious. Like, if you want people's help, then you need to go and ask for it. If I needed help, I would ask him to help me look for an item. Why? Because I'm an adult and I need help looking for an item. So later on, I text her, like later on in the evening when I'm at home, I text her and I said, I'm sorry I put you in that weird position and I kind of lost it. I said, but that's not the first time he's done that. I said, and it's really obnoxious. Like, just ask for the item. And if it's not for you, let her ask for her own item. And I like the other lady, by the way, that he was supposedly asking for. I love her. I adore her. So when I messaged her and I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you in the middle, she messages me back and says, no, it's okay. She's like, I understand. She's like, I know that he led you on, that he knew you had feelings for him and he led you on purpose. She's like, I would be mad too. And I was like, like he told you that, or you just assume that? Because then I texted my other friend, my good friend, and I was like, do you believe this shit? I said, I don't know that I really, like, I think she was saying it like she knows in her heart, not that she knows, but it came off like she knows, like he told her. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know that, like I can't, like, even though it's upsetting, like even the idea of that is upsetting, that he would do that to somebody. Because who else has he done that to? Who else is he gonna do that to in the future? I don't know that for sure. So I can't, even though I like her and I consider her my friend, like I can't take anything she said as fact, I just can't. And again, like, I don't like hearing stuff like that because, you automatically want to jump. Like, I automatically wanted to be like, oh my God, he did that to me. He did that to me on purpose, blah, blah, blah. Just, you don't know that. Let it go, right? I don't understand why when people hear things about other people, they just automatically assume that that's the truth. But do you know that person? Like, if you knew that person and you liked that person and you trusted that person and you had a good rapport, like, why would you take somebody else's word? Like, why do you just automatically assume someone else knows them better than you? And if you don't know that person, then why are you listening to hearsay? Why are you listening to other people's opinion? Why don't you get to know that person yourself? For good or for bad, like, I don't like that kind of energy. I really loved the first crow. I loved the crow reading, the love oracle. That was so good. And this is so sad. And it's sad because people do this all the time. People will gang up on one person and just annihilate them socially. And for what? Because you don't like them, you don't like the way they look, you don't like their name, you don't like where they come from. Like, come on. at the end of the day, if the Empress is the one that finds out that something is being said about her, at the end of the day, it's gonna fall into the background. Like, at the end of the day, you just have to keep living your life and fuck everybody else. Fuck the haters, forget it. And if it's the other scenario where it's somebody that thought bad of the Empress and then realized they made a mistake, maybe you'll be friends with them again. Maybe you won't. That's like with me and the guy that I was in love with at work. And I said this to you guys before, like, I'm the one that put out the olive branch. He didn't take it. Months later, if you wanted to say something, you should say something. Like, you never know until you do it. You never know until you put the energy out there. He could literally come up to me tomorrow and be like, hey, how was your Christmas? I would answer him, and I would ask him how his was. And I would say, oh, that's great. I love that for you. I'm glad you had a good time. Or not, like, I can have a conversation with him and not act like a fool and not act like an asshole. That's what I wanted at the beginning, Sometimes people come around and sometimes they don't. If this Empress thinks that somebody thought so little of them that, like, I just don't feel like giving you a second chance, then you don't give them a second chance, right? It's all preference. And it's not to say that you don't have the same thing happen, years later with somebody else, and then you do give them a second chance. Sometimes it depends on the person and the situation and the other people involved, Because I know you shouldn't make excuses for people's gullibility, but I mean, there are some people out there that are pretty persuasive, that are, they come off being, very knowledgeable and being very honest, and then they just turn out not to be that way. And think of all the people that believed them and, listened to everything that they said. It's kind of funny too, because so when I got put in packing this morning, I didn't really think anything of it at first. I was just kind of like, okay, I don't do packing on Monday. I do it on Tuesdays. But it was like more towards like the halfway part of the day that I realized I was in packing, and the friend who I thought was dating the guy I was in love with, or not, I don't know, she was in picking today, which is where she was supposed to be, as I was supposed to be in picking. Now, last Tuesday was my last day before I was gone for 5 days for Christmas. Last Tuesday, her and I were both in packing, and we were right across from each other. And it wasn't until midway through the day today that I thought maybe, possibly, she went to one of our bosses and said, hey, I don't want to be picking when Kim is picking, and I don't want to be pecking when Kim is pecking. And please don't put me anywhere near her. I had that thought that maybe she said something, that maybe she went to our boss and said something. Could she have? Yes. Do I know that for sure? No. Am I going to tell people that? No. I don't know. I don't know. Now, the thing is, going forward from today on, if her and I never work on the same side again, that might lead me to believe that I wasn't wrong, that she went and said something. But even like, because sometimes the way they do the schedule, sometimes things go back and revert back, and like, they mix things up. And so like if in another week her and I end up in picking together, then I know probably more than likely she didn't do that. It was just chance, right? I mean, I don't really believe in chance, but you know what I'm saying. It wasn't her idea. Let's put it like that. But yeah, like I don't know that she did that on purpose, so I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I'm going to keep it to myself, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be in picking. I don't care. you know? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there cuz I could ramble on about this all damn night. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if anything you were entertained. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.